Alright, so today we are jumping into this month's Liberated quest. In this case, we are going to be using 3 different teams, albeit 3 of the teams will consist of 2 of the same characters. We're also just trying out different characters in slot number 1 and try and go for a potential new PB. But I do want to try out these 2 characters in particular. Macy, who is a character you might not expect to use here because she is a normal attack damage character, but in all honesty, her performance might surprise us. And then apparently you can even find some pretty good success using a character like Shinji, despite him being a power character. Because if you do have a look at slot number 1, we do want to bring a technique melee no affiliation killer. For slot 2, you want to bring a power ranged unit if they do have Sniper killer or an increased chance to inflict stat augment against Sniper, all the better. That's why Aizen right now is the best character for slot 2. And then slot 3, you want to bring a mind range character, but it is in a way a bit flexible. You can bring the renewed anniversary Byakuya, you can bring 10th anniversary Ichigo, you can bring Renji, the new Blood War character, and then you can also bring Ishin. Personally, I'm choosing to bring Ishin because he is a mind character. But like always, whenever we do use Ishin, at this point I feel like we're using him every month. We're using him for the burn and also lacerate. Mind max transcended, but in all honesty, the investment doesn't matter that much because you are relying on the burn and also lacerate to deal with those high poise enemies, Same with Aizen to a certain extent. I mean, he's obviously going to have a good damage output, but the dominate, more specifically, is going to be really good against the high HP poise enemies because they're just going to deal millions of damage to themselves. And when we get around to team number 3, that's going to be the idea when it comes to using Shinji, right? Despite him literally only getting the melee damage, he gets the kill effect times 4 too. That will be enough for him to deal damage against the normal enemies, but when it gets to the poison enemies, you're strictly relying on the dominate plus stat augments. So when it comes to team number 1, right now, Yoruichi is going to be the simple character to use here because she is getting all the damage modifiers. So when it comes to how we're going to build her, we're building a pretty simple, right? Pretty much how you would normally build in any context. And then we're going with level 13 SP. For Aizen, we're going with the same stuff. Pretty much the exact same build and the best links that I can possibly give him. And then Ishin is built the same since they are Snipers. Again, best links and accessories that I can give them. When it comes to bonus abilities, it's full stamina and damage to a stat summon if they have long stride built in. So Yoruichi, for example, does have the long stride through the EX skill, so we're going to give her damage to paralyzed enemies. For characters like Aizen, like Ishin, Shinji, and also Macy, they're going to have long stride instead. So with that said, let's jump into team number 1. Alright then, so jumping into it, stage number 1, let's see how this does go. So, realistically, I think the biggest difference you can see here with this team, in terms of trying to get as far as you possibly can go, is going to be the Yoruichi investment. Mostly because a character like Ishin and also Aizen, most of their damage is going to come from the stat augments, the damage over time stat augments. So, duplicates of them are also going to help out a little bit, but not that much when compared to Yoruichi, right? A 1-5 Yoruichi versus a 5-5 Yoruichi, it's going to be a massive difference versus a 5-5 Ishin and a 1-5 Ishin. You're probably not going to notice that much of a difference just because most of the damage from these characters are going to come from the lacerate, burn, and also dominate, which is how we are going to potentially be able to use a character like Shinji in the slot number 1. So right now, we're just going to rely on our damage output, our broad damage output here. We're going to back up, which we can easily do thanks to our long stride. And then use our strong attacks now. SA3, finish with a 2. There we go. 4 minutes and 5 seconds onto Aizen stage. Not too bad. I probably should have used the strong attack here first, but it's fine. Let's use our 2. Terrible positioning with our strong attack 2, but it's fine. Again, I'm really liking that I do get to use Aizen in Limit Breaker because he's a fun character, man. The dominate and drain combination is something that I don't think we're going to see all too often because, stat augment plus is the thing. And those that have been able to get dominate, thus far has been Shinji and also Giselle. Maybe drain on them doesn't make too much sense, but, nothing's stopping them technically. But man, the combo has just been very good. Being able to allow the enemies to deal millions of damage to themselves. Let's back up. And then also just reliably stay at full stamina is great. So that's why I've been actually having a lot of fun using Aizen. This is right now my 3rd time using him in Limit Breaker. Although this is the best time you can use him, right? Because this stage is designed for him. But we have been able to use him twice. And it's really good because what you can do when using Aizen, especially if it's slot 1, which is what we did use him last time, you can use your EX on the first poised enemy stage, and if you aren't going up against Snipers, it's fine. The EX will pretty much guarantee to inflict star augments, and the next time you use Aizen, you can just use your Soul Bomb, and at that point, again, you're guaranteed to inflict Dominate, and clear stages super fast. Let's go up here, SA3, into the 1, there we go. So right now, we are on the 2nd map here. We're going to wait a couple seconds, because I don't want to go in without any strong attacks. So let's go here, SA3. Do get inflicted with, or we inflict every enemy here with the paralysis, use the normal attacks here. Back up so we don't spread them out, even though we can push them back. SA2, into the 1. Let's use our 3. Let's use the EX if I can. Again, my EX button is kind of broken. Oh, unfortunately, there's one enemy down here. I did not realize that. That's not what you want to see. I might slow us down a little bit. Hopefully not too long. Okay, one more strong attack should take him out. Let's use our 2. There we go. A bit slow. We had to use 1 extra strong attack, but we should be fine. So let's make sure we use our EX here. With Aizen. Again, just going to group everyone up. We took a hit. It's fine, though. We're back up to full stamina. Again, that's what I love about Aizen right now as a character. They really did just take 600 versus Aizen and just give him better skills and more relevant stat elements. Because Drain and also Weakening is a good combo. But nowadays, especially in Guild Quest, you don't really want to have Weakening. I mean, it's good to have. But Dominate is, as a lead, is definitely much better because it just stops the enemies from attacking you. And in Limit Breaker, especially when your damage potentially falls off in the future, it allows you in a way to still compete. A bit all over the place in this particular room. But there we go. So we have 1 minute and 25 seconds left on our 3rd rotation. Are we able to get that not even sub, that 25-second clear? Let's find out. Definitely going to be close. Let's use our 1. Getting a really good strong attacks on Aizen. Fortunately for us, we've yet to get inflicted with a stat as one with Ishin. Not like it matters. But it definitely would be nice to stay at full stamina. This is a bit of the long stage because like you have to use 3 strong attacks. So we do have to wait a second here. And unfortunately, I cancelled that SA1. That is super unfortunate. Because we need every second we can get, in all honesty. That's SA3. Damn! Not like this. Fortunately for us, the SA1 does kill there. Or at least damages most of them. There we go. Last stage for Ishin. SA3. Into the 1. 38 seconds. I think this is the most time I've had on this particular stage. Let's SA1 and back up. Sobom. Did I hit everyone? I don't know if that was like the best positioning. We'll see. He did hit everyone. Okay, we're fine. We need all damage you can get. Got the SP boost back straight away. Lovely. SA1 into the 2. We should be fine. We have like at least a few more strong attacks here. We can also use the EX. So good timing. Seems like it was a good idea to use in the last stage. Super close timing here. Oh, we're like, no, we need, wait, hold on. Not like this. We're like 1 strong attack away. Oh, man. So 25 is definitely possible with Yoruichi. That sucks that we weren't able to do it. I kind of want to restart and try that again. If we literally saved like 5 seconds, we would have been fine. So again, those mess-ups there definitely added to us. But 41 seconds on stage 16 is crazy for Yoruichi. We're going to try that again. But this time I'm going to just straight jump cut to stage 24. All right, here we go. So we are back onto stage 25. Maybe a flash stepped a little bit too early there. So let's use our 2. Then use our 3. I kind of want to wait for the SP boost to wear up before I do use it again. Or use my summon also. Let's just back up here. So all the minutes should start getting unparalyzed. Is one enemy far away? Yeah, that's super unfortunate. That's going to slow us down a little bit. Let me just start doing some damage to him. Again, you want to make sure you don't separate them all too much. I say 2. Into the 3. The X just to get that extra bit of damage. We are looking good. Again, we get to use all our strong attacks once more. And this right here should kill. Super close timing, though. SA3. Literally last second. That is crazy. But we did make it to stage 25, which we wanted to do. There we go. It's nice to see. So, stage 7, funny enough, I actually played like 8 seconds slow of Yoruichi. Think I had the same problem once more where I kind of separate the enemies, so I didn't perform the best in stage 7. But the biggest difference was stage 16, I cleared like 11 seconds faster. So that's definitely more in line with what you want to do. And then in this case, stage 25, 47 seconds on Yoruichi, which again is a bit long, especially considering we did use our soul bomb. But I did split up the enemies, and that definitely didn't help us out. But regardless, if there's anything to take away from this video, damage over time stat elements, especially when there's 2 together, which we've been known, but even Dominate, right, is a crazy combination. Because look at the clear times that Aizen and also, you know, Ishin again. It's crazy. It's crazy. And again, in a way, their duplicates don't matter all that much. They really don't. So when it comes to team number 2, let's see how this does go. So I'm not even sure what the attack pattern is going to be for a character like Macy. Again, it's going to be weird to use a normal attack damage character like this. And fortunately for Macy, again, we do have lacerate, and also drain. So that's going to be really good, right? So even though maybe more often than not you don't want to use normal attack damage characters in content like this because, again, they're just open for attacks, Macy doesn't care because we'll get back up to full stamina pretty easy. We're also going to be able to boost our teammates, so that's going to be really good, right? So we're allowing our team to do more damage. And we also have dodge too, so unironically, Macy might be one of the better normal attack damage characters for Limit Breaker, which is kind of crazy to say. But the big difference that we are going to see here more so is that we should be able to do a lot of damage against the poised enemies. So even though we're going to be slower on these stages, the slower stages, we are going to make up for it in stages like this. And again, we also boost our ally stats, so that's also helpful. So again, look at all this damage we're doing right now. Like, let them hit us. It's fine. It really is fine. Let me use the team boost. Gauge active now. Look at the damage that we are doing. Look at that. That is insane. We cleared that fast with just our normal attack. So we might be starting to see the come up with normal attack damage characters. Again, last month in particular, we did get 5 normal attack damage characters, which is kind of crazy. And all of them are really good in my opinion. I think Macy's definitely the best. Right now, from what we are seeing, she does a lot of good things going for her at the same time. I also believe we can stand in these stars on pulls. I've been dodging them, but they are weakening pulls. We can stand here. But Macy's very fortunate here to have double damage over time stat elements, able to stay at full stamina, and also boost effects too, to also boost our entire team's damage output. If I just use the range character, we still yet to see the attack boost, right? Return since, what's, like, Sanfanibashi Aizen, right? But I don't know, maybe we'll see that soon. I mean, in a way, we don't kind of need it. We kind of don't need it, in all honesty. Maybe we do, I don't know. But right now, Macy doesn't. She's fine. Just use the normal attacks to push back. I guess it would have been nice if we had follow-up. I guess we don't really need it. Look at that. That's crazy. When the gauge activates, it's crazy. Let's SA free. Use R1. There we go. And we use R2 here. So I think I need to use Aizen's EX next time. Let me bring these enemies closer to us so we can use R2. And then finish up with the 1. There we go. And we'll just push back. Use the SA1 whenever we can just to build up the gauge too. You kind of want to do that. But Gauge Rampage is really helping us out here. Is Macy a secret Limit Breaker character that no one realized? And the dodge helping too. Like, we're actually dodging attacks and unironically staying at full stamina. Look at that. That is crazy. We're actually clearing faster than Yoruichi. But I guess it shouldn't be that much of a surprise, right? We aren't on cooldowns. And then again, maybe it would have been crazy. I know one of the complaints with Macy was that she didn't have Flurry +3 everywhere. It was only Flurry 1, 2 when the gauge is active. But man, I mean, clearly it didn't matter. You know, clearly it doesn't matter. But then again, if we did have Flurry +3 when the gauge was activated, that would be even crazier, you know? So unfortunately, Ish is now taking damage. That sucks, but we'll keep it going. I mean, again, probably doesn't matter all that much, right? Since we are relying on the burn and lacerate. So we'll keep it going. Unfortunately, no one in our team can, like, heal our characters. But we're not planning to use Ishin again, to be fair. That was the last of his poise stage. We're actually already faster than the Yoruichi team, by the way, just for the record. Because right now, we are, we were like 1:28, I think, when we started the new rotation. And I guess the benefit with a character like Macy is that we don't need to use the sub bomb. We could save the sub bomb for Aizen stage. We could save the sub bomb for Ishin stage. So Macy is kind of surprising. Kind of surprising right now. Let's use R2. We'll save the E action because we might need to use on Aizen stage. There we go. Let's use R1 and then our SA1 will come back for this enemy. There we go. So back onto Macy stage. That's fine. They hit us. We'll get back up to full stamina. Let's use our team boost. Big damage. Big damage. Look at this. We're doing like 3 million per hit. Constantly healing ourselves back up to full stamina. And the lacerate is also doing, I think, 1.5 million per hit. It's kind of all over the place, but like, look at this. Look at that. 28 seconds to spare and we're on Aizen stage. We should actually clear this pretty fast. I think there's potential you could actually get into the later stages, you know. I guess we'll soul bomb just because I don't think we're going to be able to clear Ishin stage. Especially with him taking damage. But would you look at that? We actually got a higher score using Macy. That's not even to downplay Yoruichi. That's just to go to show how good Macy is as a normal attack damage character, especially in Limit Breaker. So whenever they want to... Damn, we died. I kind of was accustomed to Aizen there where he doesn't take damage. But yeah, you might be able to get into like stage 30 plus with this team, in all honesty. If I didn't take any damage there, and we maybe maximize some of the clear times there, you know, the longest stage right there was with Ishin. If we were able to beat that particular stage, getting into stage 28, even with like 20 seconds to spare, that could be 3 stages and last to get into 30. So if you do not have Yoruichi, maybe if you do have Yoruichi, but you have Macy in particular, it's worth using her because she might surprise you. She kind of surprised me here. I mean, we did do the video a couple days ago going on best characters to use, and Macy's numbers were looking good, so shouldn't be that surprising. But it's rare for us to use normal attack damage characters like this in Limit Breaker and actually get a better score than the designed SP character. And I guess the last but maybe least, we'll find out. Let's use Shinji. So again, Shinji's damage output, since he is a merely no affiliation killer, should be good against the stages where, you know, like this, where there's only, when the enemy's HP isn't that big, essentially. When the enemies do get a large HP, as we call, that's going to work out in our favor since we do have the Dominate. So we'll see how that does go. Remember, with Shinji, though, it's a bit awkward because you have to stop attacking. Unfortunately, we get burned, so we need to be careful with that. I forgot we do not have burn plus. Is that going to matter? Let's find out. We'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. Again, we can't heal ourselves, unfortunately. But I do need to be careful with that. I kind of forgot that burn plus pulls were a thing, since we just used 2 characters that were fully immune to it. Alright. SA1. Then we'll use our 3. So it's a bit slow here. Damn it. Kind of significantly slower, but this is going to inflict the Dominate, and now we kind of just sit back. Because unfortunately for Shinji, we don't have Dominate, so we have Poise Plus. So if we do something like this where we're doing damage, it's not really helping us out. They're actually better off just dealing damage to each other. They're doing like 1 million per hit. That's kind of crazy. I need to check the HP in competitor last time, because I'm pretty sure the enemies have significantly more HP this time around. So let this enemy kill himself. There we go. 1 million damage. That is crazy. I'm going to have to be on the slower side, though. But again, if we're just trying to get to like stage 20 plus, that'll be fine, you know? But I'm pretty sure the enemies this time around do have more HP, because normally you're not doing 1 million damage in the first poison enemy stage when you have Dominate. At least that's what I've noticed. Maybe we have. Maybe I haven't been paying attention. Let's just make sure we don't take damage of Ishin. One step out the way. Let's use R2. And then 1 should finish up. There we go. So 3 minutes is actually still pretty good. Again, we're using our power character here. Now that we are lacking full stamina, it's slowing us down heavy on these stages. So if there's one thing to improve if you are trying to use Shinji, we'll just let this be our final run. Don't stand in the burn pools. Don't stand in the burn pools. Or if anything, bring a stam recovery. Because right now, that'd be better than what I'm doing. Because I've lost like 40% strong attack damage. I unironically would have been better off just bringing a stam recovery link, you know. But at least we are still killing here. Slowly, but it's killing, you know. Let's go here. SA1. Maybe we'll have to rely on the burn plus on these enemies. Sorry, the dominate on these enemies, you know. Have them kill each other. But I do very much like Dominate as a style. It's definitely become a mainstay for Limit Breaker characters. And potentially allows them to be used in the long run, you know. There we go. So, next enemy. Poison enemy stage. Have to be a bit slow here, but it's fine. I mean, they're damaging each other. Let's go here. SA3. We're probably capped on stage 24 with a team like this. Let me just use my EX to get out the way. Let them deal some damage to each other. We'll stand away. When they come close is when we start to use our strong attacks. Because, again, right now it just doesn't seem worth it using our strong attacks when these are they're just dealing more damage to themselves. Look at that. That is crazy, man. Dominate's a fun style element. Let's finish up with the strong attacks. Never mind, we can't. Forget using strong attacks. Just let the enemies do damage to each other. Get close. There we go. That is fun. Alright, next up, Aizen. We are significantly slower, though. Keep that in mind. We might just be able to get into like stage 20-ish. Might as well use our EX just to get out of the way. Again, this is what you want to have. You want to have No poise break when you have dominate, because then they deal damage to each other. I'm not sure what they were thinking with Shinji. Not like it matters now, but it kind of slows you down, because it means you have to, like, stop using strong attacks, and, like, those damage add up. See, I keep forgetting that we can stand on these pools. This will be our last enemy stage. To be fair, I forgot we have a soul bomb. I've been saving it for stage 24, but we're not probably going to make it to stage 24. Alright, 45 seconds to go. Again, I think we can get to stage 24 with this team. You just want to not take burn damage, because we're spending too much time here where we should be able to one-shot these enemies. That's the last room, yeah. So we'll at least get an order rewards here, which I believe is upward to stage 22. At least we're fast on these enemies. We'll back up. Use a strong attack now. There we go. Back up again. We might be capped here. Maybe not. And we have our soul bomb. We can use our soul bomb. SA3. Let's soul bomb now. SA2. I can't believe I used the soul bomb in that stage. That is something that I very rarely ever do. But it does seem like you can get into stage 24. If you don't take any burn damage. We took burn damage, so that's not our damage output. So that lowered our damage output by quite a bit. But hey, I mean, the fact that we are using a power character is kind of crazy, right? Because we are going up against speed enemies. And even though we didn't clear the poised enemy stages the fastest, I mean, 38 seconds on stage 7, 44 seconds on stage 16, that's only possible due to the dominate. If we didn't have dominate, that would be 1 minute plus. Like, this is probably the first time I've used a character like this when we don't have attribute advantage. We have attribute disadvantage. But yeah, I definitely think these are going to be the go-to free characters for slot number 1. Again, you also can go ahead and use Owetsu and just rely on your burst damage with your strong attacks. The more dupe investment for Owetsu, the better though, because again, you are relying on your damage output. When it comes to more so Shinji, again, you're relying on the statism, and so his dupe investment doesn't matter all that much, assuming you have good soul traits, good accessories put onto the character. But yeah, again, Aizen and Isshin were pretty consistent across all teams here, as expected. If you don't have Isshin, use 10th anniversary Ichigo, use renewed Byakuya, use 1000-year Blood War, Bankai Renji. If you don't have Aizen, there's really only like one good character to use here, and that would be Jushiro, who again was available in the second part of the anniversary, which isn't appearing here because he is currently used as a soul trait. Either way though, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what team you like to use in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.